Hello. Let's see if I can do this. I'm going to try to do opposites today. I'm going to try to do my live first. Do my reading on my live with you guys. And then post it. So we'll see. Hopefully you guys will allow me to deliver this message. This is a really good one. All of my prayers going to Venezuela, Camila. Where do I start except from the beginning? Let's just tell a story. I think this is how my guides want me to join this. I think this is how my guides want me to tell the story. Exhale. You know what? Let's burn some things. Hold on a second. The energy in here is not great. The energy in here is not great. If you are dehydrated, please drink some water. I can feel it, okay? Is that better? Oh, that's much nicer. All right. Exhale. Please drink some water. So I'm going to get into this message, and forgive me if I don't pay attention to you guys. I don't usually like to be interrupted when I deliver channeled messages from the Most High. And so you guys understand that. So please have respect for the guides and the entities that I work for and work with, and allow me to please deliver this message. If you feel like you cannot, then I'll just ask you to exit this live. This is not the time and place, okay? This is not where we come to get attention. This is where you come to receive healing, to receive knowledge, and to receive channeled messages from the Most High. Okay, we can start. This morning, actually, you know what? Let's start over again. Yesterday, I started talking about Gnosis, 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 this inner knowing idea that Mary Magdalene presented us with, this inner knowing, this intuition. This morning I woke up and I received a message from my guides. My body was feeling very uncomfortable. My guide said, go take a walk, go get some coffee. And because I didn't have milk at home, I didn't have any almond milk, I was going to go get some coffee. I was going to go to Tim Hortons, get some coffee. So on my way to Tim Hortons, before that I had to put some clothes on. And I was just going to put on like a big old Descendants t-shirt, like the punk band, the Descendants. I was going to put on that t-shirt, like a big old huge t-shirts. And my guides were like, yeah, we don't like that one. They made me pick a different t-shirt, and they made me pick this one. I like this shirt because it's Black Dice Bar is a bar in my neighborhood. I like to support, people in my neighborhood. Also, fucking, it's cool. Look at these two cats fucking smoking cats, badass kitties. So my guides had me put on this shirt, which they don't usually dictate what I wear. So I went out for my walk, put my sunglasses on, had my little Percy purse, and I went out for my walk. And I turned the corner, and a white feather was on the sidewalk. White feathers are a message from your angels to let you know that they are present. And I looked at the white feather and I thought I would pick it up, except I'm on my way to get coffee. I think it's a pigeon feather. Don't want, no offense, pigeons, right? But don't want pigeon yuck on my hands. So I left the feather. I took note of it. My angels are here. Thank you so much. Started walking to Tim Hortons. And then I got to a corner and I could have turned left to go to Tim Hortons, but my Gnosis, my inner knowing, my intuition, and here's my nose itching confirmation, said, go right. So I turned right and I ended up going for a short walk. I crossed the street, which is not normally something I do, and I just started walking, following my intuition, following my inner guidance, that white feather, this shirt that my guides asked me to put on. It was a very clear message from my guides, and also I believe a lesson from Mary Magdalene for myself and for you guys as I'm telling the story on Gnosis, on inner knowing, on trusting your intuition. As you guys know, on the third day, when Jesus rose, it was Mary Magdalene who was directed through her intuition to grab her jar of ointment and go to the tomb. And that is where she met Jesus, who had risen, because she had trusted her intuition. So here I am, trusting my intuition with my cat shirt. I just saw a white feather. The angels are with me. Let's go. Let's do this. Boop, boop, boop. I love taking little devotional walks with my guides. They usually show me some shit, right? They always tell me something really cool or show me something. In this case, they showed me something. I just want to show you the cards so we don't forget that I'm actually doing a reading too. They wanted to show me something. They wanted me to immerse myself in this experience of trusting my intuition, trusting the hits of guidance that I was receiving. There's a little bee. There's a little bee flying outside my window. So here I am, trusting my inner guidance, just really embracing life, just living life like a kid, just whatever. Let's just try this, okay? So I'm walking down the street, away from the coffee shop where I should be going, but my intuition said go this way. 2 blocks down, I saw a pile of hair in the middle of a crosswalk, and I was like, oh no. And I was like, well, maybe it's a raccoon. And it was like, it's not a raccoon because I know what a raccoon looks like. It was all black. It was all black, and it was a cat. It was a cat that had got hit by a car. It was a beautiful, fluffy black cat. That had got hit by a car, and it was in this intersection. And I was like, oh shit, this is what it is. Look at these black crows. And so here's this corpse of this cat. And I'm standing, and at first I'm like, because I also don't like death. I work in death, but dead things, dead animals, I feel very upset, right? So I at first I was like, I'm just going to go this way and not deal with the cat. But then intuition said, listen, you work in death. We led you down this way. You have to do what we ask you to do. So instead of walking away, I made myself stand there. Black cat. Here's another 6, by the way. The first 6 were the 6 of cups. 6, 6. Here's a black cat. So I stood there and gave a moment of silence to this black cat, and I started to cry tears because I was like, oh my God, what if the owner never finds out and the cat just never comes home and the owner does not know what happened? That would be horrible for the owner. Also for, what if the cat doesn't have a home? What if this is a street cat and nobody will ever give this cat a proper burial? This is what I'm thinking about. This is what I'm thinking about as I'm doing my moment of silence for this cat. And so I decided I'm going to walk around. I'm going to walk around the block and just sit with this for a second, because I believe that this is why my guides have led me to this place and to this cat specifically. And thank you so much for the 40 people here who are witnessing on behalf of this cat who got hit by a car. This beautiful black cat, this fuzzy black cat, and it's probably because it was black. The car didn't see it. And so the moon card comes up, and I like to think that this is our little black cat here, staring into the moon and seeing its reflection. And you're not just like a little black cat anymore. You, my friend, are a cheetah. Boy, can you run fast. You are the fastest, most powerful, most awesome, most good-looking cat in the world. Right, we're holding space for this cat who died under terrible circumstances. I really hope that there was not a lot of pain, but my guides are saying that there was pain because I looked at the crime scene, I looked at where the blood was, and I was like, yeah, that looks like there was a lot of pain. So thank you for helping me to hold space, because as you guys know, part of my devotional work for Hecate involves doing work in my community on behalf of the elderly, animals, the sick, the dying. I do a lot of community service work. I do a lot of charity work. And that's what I was called to do, and also to share this story with you so you guys understand how this works. I'm given a lot of gifts. You guys know. Given a lot of gifts, but I'm expected to use them for the forces of good. I'm also expected to constantly be practicing, because like working out, right? How can you have a fit, toned body like I happen to have without working out constantly and keeping fit, keeping those muscles fit? So here I am, working my magic, So I take a walk around the block, and I just can't stop thinking about this cat. And I'm like, I'm just going to go back. I'm going to go back and check on the cat, because I just, I don't know. My intuition is telling me to do this. So I walk back, and I'm half a block away from where my little kitty ghost has been laid to rest. And I see a man. And he's holding something in a garbage bag. Something very floppy inside of a garbage bag. And I just literally walked around the block 5-10 minutes. Between me finding this cat and me coming back around, somebody has found the cat and has placed the cat in the bag. He's holding the cat. And I said, that's the cat, isn't it? And he said, and he looked like, whoa, what? He said, yeah. I said, I just saw that cat, and I'm so sorry this is your cat. I just saw that cat, and I did a moment of silence for her, and I hope that's okay. And he's like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for doing that. And I said, I did this moment of silence, and I walked back to just check on her, because I just felt bad leaving her there, and I just wanted somebody to know. And here you are, and what a perfect meeting, perfect circumstances, perfect fucking timing. As you guys know, the universe always provides. The universe always seems to place me in the right place at the right time to do this kind of work. This poor man holding his cat in a garbage bag is chatting with me. I'm like talking his ear off. He looks uncomfortable. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Please go deal with the cat. He's like, no. Continue. Please tell me. Thanks, pal. I knew that, and I know what I provide for people. I know in that moment talking to me and having a perfect stranger hold space for your cat that just got hit overnight, and knowing that somebody was kind and thinking kind thoughts, I think that made him feel a lot better. Also, maybe my energy helped him to feel better, and I was like, okay, well, I think that's it. I think that's the job. I think that's the job. And then I went and got my coffee. And I thought about how to tell the story to you guys, and I think this is the best way to do it live like this, rather than to have recorded it and then post it. I think this has a bigger effect because, and you can feel it, like, oh my gosh. Also, I forgot Jesus. Jesus came in as well. Jesus came in this morning to talk about the crown chakra, and by doing this storytelling, I'm connecting you with Christ consciousness that both Jesus and Mary possessed. I'm activating your crown chakra by telling you a story about fantastical magic, about possibility. This kind of story offers us hope. This kind of story keeps the faith alive for some reason. And when you have hope and when you have faith in your heart, there's something about the way that makes your body feel. And I want to remind you, right, because I study Jesus and I study Mary Magdalene. I want to remind you that even though Mary Magdalene looks like this in paintings, even though Jesus looks like a bearded white man in paintings, I have it under pretty good information, opinion, that Jesus and Mary were in fact two black people. And so what I'm trying to do when I tell my version of the story as I understand it is I'm trying to tell the story of a black man and a black woman, two people of color, who were very gifted, very enlightened beings of light. And due to their gifts, due to their power that others didn't understand, that is why they were persecuted. That's why Mary's story has been written out of history. If we think of Mary not just as a woman, not just as a white woman, the way she's been portrayed in Italian beautiful art pieces, but if you think about where she's from geographically, she's from Egypt, from Africa, and so she would look like she's from that area. And so when you think about the story of Mary Magdalene being the story of a woman of color, of a black woman who was very, very gifted, and why it was that the Christian church decided to suppress the story of a woman of color, of a black woman who displayed very miraculous and prophetic kind of gifts. It makes a lot of sense when you put it that way, because 2,000 years later, we continue to live in a world where the stories, where the lived experiences, and where the spirituality of women of color are still called into question, are still mocked. The validity of my practice is constantly an issue with some people, simply because you haven't lived my life. And so when I trust my intuition this morning, what I was doing this morning as I was walking with Mary. Usually I walk with Jesus. This morning I was walking with Mary. And the walk that I took with Mary showed me a glimpse into what her life could have possibly been like. Being called to do the work of God, no thanks. Well, this guy was thankful, but just to do the work because it needs to be done. Following your intuition, following your gnosis, your inner knowing, and doing the work that you're led to do because it needs to be done. Not because of likes on TikTok, not because you're going to get paid money, not because you expect any rewards or for anybody to see you as a hero, except for the fact that you know this work needs to be done and you're the only one who can do it, and so you do it. And in doing that work, I believe, hopefully, that Bean, that's the name of the cat, that Bean's owners found a little bit of peace. I could tell from just the man's posturing and how he wanted me to continue speaking while he was holding the corpse of his cat, that there was something in my words that he wanted to hear. And my shitty Tim Hortons coffee that I bought after that was very delicious. I felt very, very good about that coffee. After that, that was a nice reward. So that is the story. So, you follow your intuition, and the sweating that's happening right now, maybe you guys are going to follow your intuition and grab this book. Maybe you guys want to follow your intuition over to my Amazon, where you can buy my book, Becoming Light, which talks about the death doula work that I did for my grandfather. Not a street cat, but my grandfather who passed at 104 years old, who was a cultural icon in Vietnam. That's the work that I did for him. I wrote about that. This is his Book of the Dead. And so I've been charged by my guides, including Mary Magdalene, including Hecate, Kuan Yin, to do this work. And it's not glamorous. I get criticized a lot for it, but I do this work not because I'm trying to please anybody. I'm doing this work because this is what I'm supposed to do. This is my purpose. I'm supposed to be out in the world helping to ease suffering. I'm supposed to help ease the transition for animals, for people. I'm supposed to help people who are dealing with grief to navigate that grief. That's why I'm here. And I think that I'm doing an all right job. I think that when I tell you guys these stories, that it makes you guys feel like you also want to do this stuff too. Not because you want to be cool like Microdæmonia, but because what you feel in your heart. When I talk to you about community service, about being of service to your community and giving of yourself, and how that is your true purpose, is being able to give of yourself in order to create real and lasting change in your community, is that you have to be that change that you want to see. So hopefully in sharing this story with you guys, you can see that the work that I do this is not about being popular. This is not about the followers that I have on TikTok, although I very much appreciate all of the followers I have. The real work that I do is an honor. The work that I do is an absolute devotion to my guides and my gods, to show them that I'm thankful. I'm so grateful for the healing that they've given me. If you want to join Sunday's new moon healing, by the way, if you want to join Sunday night's new moon healing, please email me. In order to be able to share this healing with you guys, I had to do the healing myself, right? In order to be able to hold these events that I hold on Sunday, in order to tell this kind of story, I have to go through this stuff myself. And so by sharing my story and showing you my vulnerability and showing you that I'm definitely not perfect, and that I constantly have to work to maintain these gifts and to earn these gifts, I think that's a beautiful way to do it. I hope that you guys feel a little bit inspired. I hope that you guys maybe feel called to maybe purchase my book. Maybe you want to start working with Hecate. Maybe you feel called by Hecate and you want to read about the work that I do on behalf of Hecate, navigating liminal spaces, in between spaces on behalf of Hecate, just like I talked to you guys about this morning doing that. I am far from perfect, Dream Kitten, but thank you so much for suggesting that my connection to my gods makes me godlike, because that's what I'm going to hope for. That I'm going to hope to just be a reflection of the gods who have gifted me with so much. So please sign up for Sunday's new moon healing event. That is a nighttime event. You can buy my book on Amazon, linked in my bio. You can go grab one of my t-shirts. Also, I have some new stuff in my Etsy shop. I have a new Kuan Yin necklace, which is like a teardrop shape. I think it's the Kuan Yin's tears. And then I have a new pendulum. There's a lapis lazuli pendulum here, I'll show you guys. There's only three. There's only three of these. It's a lapis lazuli pendulum, and it's meant for you to help to connect with Queen Isis or Mary Magdalene, who was a high priestess, who was a death doula, who was initiated into the mysteries of ancient Egypt, the underworld of ancient Egypt. So you can grab that. And then the Kuan Yin necklace, I should have worn it to show you guys, but this is the tier. So it's bigger. It's bigger than the old one. Same price though. Bigger than Kuan Yin's heart. This is the new Kuan Yin necklace. Yeah, Sonny, you know. What do you want me to say? You guys know very well that animals, babies, children react very, very viscerally to this energy. This kind of source energy is very, very attractive to animals and babies. And please, guys, if you feel called to join me on Sunday, it is going to be mainly a Hecate event. I will be invoking Hecate, but as always, because I work with a whole team, everybody will be there. All of my guides will be there. The ancestors will be there. I'm going to hop on again in a little bit to do another reading that I can post. Thanks so much, guys. Oh, thank you so much, Safety Pin Grin. Amazing. I'll talk to you in a little bit.